Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is the Nicholas Persakis Chalobah channel, and today I hope you all are well. We're doing all right after the game, of course, yesterday, but there's two main things that have arisen since the game. One in my feelings, and mostly a few people's feelings that I've been talking to, and then the Trevoh Chalobah recalling. I think we'll start with that, and then we'll finish off by talking about the recent form and if we could even achieve top 4 at this point. Now, we'll start with Trevoh Chalobah because I think it's an important one to talk about, as it's embarrassing from the team's part. It really is embarrassing. Now, firstly, Trevoh Chalobah is a player that, as we all know, was banished, you could say. He was banished from the first team, wasn't given a chance, wasn't brought along with the preseason tour, and was sent off to Palace on deadline day, if I'm not mistaken. He had no say, really. He wanted to move. He wanted to play. And he's Chelsea through and through. This guy has come back. He decided he wanted to come back. Fabrizio reposted that Trevoh Chalobah was open to coming back. He wanted to make the move because it felt that both parties would benefit with him returning. He does not matter how these guys treated him. I'd love to know how Paul Winstanley's phone call with him went. They learned that it wasn't Egbali, it was Paul Winstanley. I'd love to learn what that phone call was. Was Paul calling him up and he was like, "Hey Trevoh, so we've been struggling these last few weeks, and the center back position hasn't been going well. Oh yeah, so you figured out you needed me, and I fit the play style, and you just wanted the pure." No, it's not like that. Yes, it is. The guy's a better human being. It was all about the pure profit. The sporting directors, the owners, they saw him, they thought he was replaceable. Then they saw Axel Disasi play. Then they saw Benoit Badiashile play. The signings that were not as good as the homegrown players. And they made a mistake. They know they made a mistake. They still want to end up selling him maybe in the summer. The way that Trevoh plays will determine whether that's true or not. If Trevoh comes in and he plays like how he has at Palace, and I have a feeling he will play better than he has at Palace. The last few weeks at Palace, he's been great. He's been very consistent. I think Palace fans could say the first half he was rough, and now he's been very consistent. He has 3 goals at center back this season. More goals than our center backs do. We need options at set pieces, and this guy provided it. Even last season when he came back, he provided it. This is a moment where us Chelsea fans have been begging for a return of Trevoh. We never wanted to see him leave in the summer. The owners and the sporting directors were trying to hide it. They were trying to push it away. They wanted all of this Trevoh stuff gone. And sending him on loan to Palace only made it worse. Seeing him perform on loan at Palace made it worse. And for us fans to know that we had guys like Disasi, guys like Benoit, who we knew were not as good as someone who was grown up here since a young lad, knowing he could give more passion than any of the other guys really at the club. It was embarrassing. Our 3 main center backs at this point this season are all homegrown center backs. Trevoh, Josh, Cole. 3 guys who we know are going to give it their all, who really want to play for this team. If Chelsea come to say to Trevoh at the end of the season, like, we don't want to sell you anymore, Trevoh will take that opportunity and he will say, "Thank you, I'm ready to keep playing," because he's a professional and he wants to stay here. It's as simple as that, man. I think it's an embarrassing situation that the team are looking at alternatives. And again, the main alternative that they wanted to replace with is Mark Gahey, a player who also is a Chelsea graduate. Incredible. Like, are we kidding? A guy who they sold on for $18 million. Now, I can understand it. I think all of us would like to see Mark Gahey come here. England international, main center back. I think sometimes even Chelsea, or international captain, Chelsea, not Chelsea captain, Crystal Palace captain. And this guy's a proven leader. This guy's a proven player in the Premier League. I would like to see him come in. Replace Benoit with his ass. But it looks like maybe it could have been someone like a Trevoh swap or something again, which would be embarrassing even again. And then we're going to have to talk about that one when it comes in later. But that's for another conversation. But the fact alone is, if Chelsea just kept these two guys, we wouldn't have to deal with any of this nonsense. We wouldn't have Disasi at the team. We wouldn't have Benoit at the team. Benoit has more of a future at Disasi. It looks like Disasi is going to leave eventually. But it's embarrassing to me, dude. Let me know what you guys think on the Trevoh situation, because this is one that I don't think Enzo Maresca had much of a say on this transfer away than we might think. Of course, there were reports saying that he didn't fit the system, but that was the sporting directors. I 100% don't believe that Maresca would say that, especially after he greenlit the deal for him to come back. I think that's utter nonsense. Why would the manager say that he doesn't, or you could say he doesn't want him back after not being part of the squad? He was banished, doesn't want to bring him back. He's not part of the squad. They bring him back. He greenlights it, and all of a sudden he's going to be a main important player. That one doesn't add up to me. It really doesn't. Second order of business is top 4 achievable as it stands? The way we're headed is no. But it can switch. The start of this is Trevoh Chalobah. That's the start. Bringing Trevoh back is a good start. You need to get a center back in who's at least somewhat more of a veteran. Trevoh's 25. He's not an old guy by any means, but he's familiar with Chelsea. He knows how to play center back, and you know he's going to give you good performances. So that's a good step. Do I think he'll play at Wolves? That's another story. I'm not 100% certain. However, achieving top 4 doesn't only come with players, it comes with your manager. And as we've come to realize in recent weeks, Enzo Maresca has just completely switched. For some reason, his tactical changes have been delayed, sometimes just completely wrong, and we've been ununderstanding of all of it. The switches in the last game of João Felix and Pedro Neto came way too late. Pedro Neto was horrible when he came on. João Felix made differences, but it was too late. The one for Reece James was good. Came at a good time. Romeo Lavia was starting to struggle, and he came at a good time. Good replacement. I think that one was very fair. The Tosin one, not bad, but that did not need to be the second sub. That one did not need to be the second sub that happened. Dish did not. So that's just this is just one example. Enzo Maresca needs to be alert. A coach who is on gear to start the first half of the season. The last 4 weeks, last month or so, totally off the mark. Totally off the mark. When we seen him at the beginning of the season, our team would perform well in first halves, like we saw yesterday. Second half, same story. We wouldn't have to worry about it. We would be comfortable. We'd feel comfortable. But the last 2 matches at home, it's in the same thing. We're winning going into halftime, but we don't feel confident. Because the guys just don't look confident. And the same thing happened. We give up an early goal after we don't convert our chances, and the team are able to go up again, 2-1. Instead, this time Reece James saves us, but it's same thing. Like, we should be winning this match. For the remainder of this season, we need to be adding a striker into the mix from here in January. I don't care about summer. It needs to happen now. If they're going to spend any money, it has to be now. There's no excuses at this point. Absolutely no excuses. A Gyökeres, a Osimhen, another world-class top 9 striker in the world needs to be in here. It needs to happen. I'm sorry, but mostly everybody can agree with this statement. Mostly every single person agree. Nico Jackson, he's still learning the striker position. As crazy as it sounds, he's been playing it for maybe 2 years at this point. He's still learning it. So you have to give him the benefit of the doubt. But when you have half chances, I'm saying half chances because they're not easy chances that are right in front of the net. They're not easy. But they are not extremely difficult. You can't be soft on a guy when you've been playing the position now for almost 2 years. Of course, 2 years not that long in comparison to how long his career's been. But when they're gifted on you like a plate, you can't not miss. You need to be scoring. You need to be. Fair enough, he hits the post on one of them. But he had 3 other chances in the game yesterday that he should have been finishing off. should have been finishing off. It could have been 4-2 as an end result in this game. It really could have. It doesn't because of poor finishing. And then we're talking about this result completely differently. We're on 39 points, not 37, and we're comfortable in 4th still. Now Newcastle can go ahead into 4th place. And we have to play Wolves and City. It's just not good enough. So striker is the main position we need. And thank God we brought in Chalobah. Thank God we brought him back, because otherwise I would not be in a good space right now. I think most fans would not be happy. We needed a center back, we brought it in. For the rest of this season, it's about showing that we exist. It's about showing we exist, dude. Hopefully we'll be able to show that. Let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think, though. Like and subscribe to the channel. And Nicholas Persaka, CFC on Instagram and TikTok as well. See you guys in the next one. Peace.